Hello friends and welcome into the Cowboys Report presented by BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. I am your host Tom Downey, and we're still going through the chaos that was the Amari Cooper trade. Several of our Cowboys rumors today deal with that, and first up was the Cooper trade made out of desperation by Dallas, and that's what the Dallas Morning News says, and I kind of agree with it to an extent. And look, the Cowboys were desperate for a wide receiver. Who's going to argue that right now? I guess maybe Allen Hurns and Brice Butler? I don't know who else would really make that argument. The Cowboys needed a wide receiver, and they paid a premium for it. And we'll get more into this later on, but the Cowboys felt that Amari Cooper was better than the draft and free agency options, and that's why they sent a first-round pick in exchange for Cooper, to give themselves a legit #1 guy, which clearly they did need after all. Nice try, Stephen Jones, trying to sell us on that one for a while. So I don't think it was a full-on panic desperation move, but there was some desperation here made by the Cowboys. All right, next up, did the Eagles offer a second-round pick for Amari Cooper? That's what Mike Silver says, and there are some other reports out there that say, oh, no, the Eagles didn't offer that, but I kind of buy Silver on this one. I'll give it 3 stars because it does seem pretty likely. And by the way, the Colts also had interest. Now, I still think in general that a first might have been a little bit too expensive, but the Cowboys really wanted Amari Cooper. He's only 24 years old. I'm not going to declare it the worst trade ever like I think some of the national media has gone out and done there. Yeah, he's had some issues this year and in the past, but got yourself a top 5 pick and in a receiving class that isn't that good in the first round. Look, it makes sense. I think the Eagles did offer a second-round pick, and I would prefer the Cowboys give up a second-round selection, but they went out, they got their man on that end. So in the end, no, it's not the end of the world that the Cowboys give a first-round pick, and I think it's okay. I'm not in love with it, and on the bright side, at least he didn't let the Eagles get him, which I think is a good thing in the end for the Dallas Cowboys. All right, Cowboys fans, I did my Cowboys jersey giveaway last week, and we actually already sold out. But here's the good news for you. Our partner, BetDSI, after some pleading from my end, has sent us some more Cowboys jerseys to give away. So if you want one, type jersey in the comments section, and we'll hit you guys up with a comment with the information on how to get that Cowboys jersey that I know you guys want so badly. Now, it's not for free. You have to sign up with BetDSI, but it's a fantastic deal. So type jersey in the comments section, folks, to get that information on how to get yourself a brand new Cowboys jersey. All right, back to some more Amari Cooper talk here. Was Dallas going to take a receiver in round 1, and was that a big reason why the Cowboys made the move for Cooper? Well, the report from Yahoo is that the Cowboys were committed to going receiver in round 1, which I kind of buy. At the same time, though, I'll give it 2 stars in the end because I don't think the Cowboys here, as we sit in the middle of October, had fully committed themselves, saying, yeah, you know what? We were totally going to go all in and make sure we took a receiver in round 1. That's short-sighted game planning. Now, I think in reality, the Cowboys' decision here was, okay, let's say we don't go receiver in round 1. We take a tight end or a defensive end, or a defensive tackle, not defensive end, a DT. Is that better and going receiver in round 2 than giving up our first for Amari Cooper and then going that route? I think the class has depth in round 2 and round 3, but with DK Metcalf's neck injury, I don't know if there's a legit first-round receiver. So in the end, I get what the Cowboys are doing, and I think many of you guys do as well. You're trying to find yourself a legit #1 wideout, and the Cowboys got one, in theory, with Amari Cooper. So feel free to grade the trade, folks, for Amari Cooper. All right, next up, if you don't mind me, I'm going to toot my own horn here a little bit. RIP the Brice Butler Hive. Well, 4 stars on this one. Guess who got cut for the Cowboys to make room for Amari Cooper? Guys, I've tried to warn you for months. I've tried to warn you. Some of you listened, some of you didn't, and you called me a hater and an idiot for saying Brice Butler wasn't any good. But here's where we sit right now with Brice Butler, folks. He ain't on the Cowboys anymore. He's been cut by the Cowboys. And oh, by the way, Amari Cooper is now wearing his jersey. I've tried to tell you guys before. I know he's better than Terrance Williams. I would have cut Deontay Thompson instead. I really would have, because you can get a 4th-round comp pick in exchange for him. But Butler, he's a #4 or #5 receiver. He played 3 snaps this year for the Cowboys. Don't tell me he hasn't had chances. He's had chances for several years now. He's just not that good. Now, I would have cut Thompson instead. I get that mindset. But Butler wasn't making any impact, and Thompson helps you on special teams. So I get why the Cowboys did it. I think this, in theory, should end the Brice Butler Hive if he's once again off the Cowboys. All right, next up Is Jason Garrett on the hot seat? Well, yeah, of course he is. We told you this guy's for months now on the Cowboys Report. Now, don't let Black Sports Online say, oh, we're the first ones to report this. This is new information. Jerry Jones is now considering firing Jason Garrett. We've said this for months. If you guys watch the show, you know this. Jason Garrett is in a playoffs or bust mentality, and the Cowboys trading for Amari Cooper, they pull away one more excuse for Garrett. You have a receiving core now. Frankly, Cooper, Beasley, and Gallup is actually above average, I think, or at least average. So, yeah, Garrett's on the hot seat. If the Cowboys miss the playoffs, I do think he's gone. And as I've said before, and this was almost word for word what the Black Sports Online report was, the Cowboys will deny it publicly because, of course, they are. They're not going to say, yeah, Garrett's on the hot seat. They're going to keep backing their man. But let me know, guys, if you want Jason Garrett fired. Now, BetDSI, folks, did release some new odds on who could be the Cowboys head coach in 2019, and we'll get to that on tomorrow's show. But if you subscribe to our Cowboys Report YouTube channel, you'll get to see it before then. Go to youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. All of our great Cowboys coverage all in one spot, and those Jason Garrett odds will be up before we run live on Facebook. So go check it out, youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. All right, more coaching talk here. Could a change occur during the bye? I'll give it 1 star. I don't think it's going to happen. It's not going to be a major one. I don't think you're going to see Linehan get fired. I doubt you'll see Garrett get fired. But maybe it's Paul Alexander. And look, I have a tough time really establishing just how much of an impact a positional coach has on a team, especially if it's a negative one. I don't know how big of an impact Kellen Moore or Paul Alexander has. Rashard's different because he's basically the DC right now. But for Alexander, the offensive line got worse this year when they shouldn't have gotten worse. And yeah, there's no Travis Frederick. And yeah, Tyron's got another back problem. And yeah, Sewell's a rookie. I don't think the players have adjusted that well to what Alexander does. So I'm fine to replace him. I just don't know if that's exactly a likely outcome right now for the Dallas Cowboys. All right, more offensive talk here. No surprise, right? The defense is actually pretty good. The offense, not so much. Is Dalton Schultz now your number 2 tight end? I kind of think so. I'm giving it 3 stars because, as weird as it sounds, Dalton Schultz, who was inactive for several weeks before the game against the Redskins, actually played the second most snaps. Now, Jeff Swaim is still your starter, but he's now got a knee injury. We don't know the severity yet, but that's not a good sign for the Cowboys. Dalton was there at number 2. And then it was Blake Jarwin, who barely played until Swaim got hurt and was only on the field for passing downs. And then it was Rico Gathers there at number 7. So I'm kind of surprised that Dalton's gone from inactive and number 4 all the way up to number 2 based on the snap counts, but that's apparently where we're at. I know Rico fans out there want him to be the number 2 guy. Maybe Dalton can be a better blocker. Jarwin has done nothing this year. He might as well be the number 4 tight end. Play Rico more than Jarwin. If you're only going to put Blake out there for passing downs, put Rico out there. What are you doing, Cowboys coaching staff? But as of right now, it does kind of seem like Dalton Schultz, I think it's pretty likely, is all of a sudden the number 2 tight end for the Cowboys. All right, folks, we did our Cowboys jersey giveaway last week, and we actually already sold out. But here's the good news for you. Thanks to BetDSI, we actually have a brand new shipment of Cowboys jerseys coming in, brand new from Nike, the official NFL jerseys. So if you want one, and I'm pretty sure you guys do, type jersey in the comment section on YouTube, and we'll reply with a message on how to get yourself a brand new Cowboys jersey. Now, it's not for free. You do need to get signed up and deposited with BetDSI, but it is a fantastic deal. We've got a Dak Prescott jerseys. We've got Zeke Elliott jerseys, some others. No Amari Cooper just yet, but maybe down the road. So if you guys want that Cowboys jersey, and I'm pretty sure you do, just type jersey in the comment section, and we'll hit you up with all the information that you need. All right, more Cowboys rumors here. Terrance Williams, it's not really his fault on this one, but he is in the headlines for the wrong reasons. Is he under investigation? Well, kind of. I'll give it 2 because he's involved in an investigation. That should be the headline, which isn't the headline for many of the outlets out there. So here's what happened at a hotel recently in Florida. Hey, don't ever go to Florida, guys. So Terrance Williams and an Instagram model called named Nicole Zavala were at a nightclub. They went back to his hotel. Then there was a verbal altercation, and a friend of Terrance Williams escorts Zavala out. And then Zavala claims that the friend injured her arm. But the police have video of Zavala refusing to leave the room. Apparently, she had a boyfriend, and T. Will said, nope, I don't want any of this drama. Still got dragged into the drama anyway, but this is kind of a much ado about nothing for T-Will, despite the headlines saying otherwise. Zavala says that he never touched her, that any of the injuries weren't from Terrance Williams. So it's been a rough year for Terrance Williams. I feel bad for the guy. This one doesn't seem to be too big of a deal. By the way, for those of you that are upset the Cowboys didn't cut T-Will to make room for Amari Cooper, guys, he's on IR. Even if you cut T-Will, you still got to cut somebody else. So Butler was going, or maybe it was Thompson. You can't blame Butler getting cut on Terrance Williams. All right, one last rumor. Could the Cowboys trade for a safety? This comes to us from ESPN's Dan Graziano. I'll give it 2 stars. It makes some sense, but they already kind of made their one move. And no, it's not going to be an Earl Thomas type player. The report was that they are looking for depth, not a starter type guy at the safety position. And overall, I think you guys would agree with this. The safeties really haven't lived up to the expectations of the Dallas Cowboys. Jeff Heath has made a couple plays, but he's still Jeff Heath. He's average. Xavier Woods, who I know so many of you guys loved, and I get why, hasn't made much of an impact. Kevon Frazier hasn't made much of an impact in a positive sense. They signed Darian Thompson. He hasn't done anything because he's just signed. So I'm not putting too much stock right there in the Cowboys. I think in safeties, I should say. So I'm okay with it, but don't give up more picks than you have to because you're already kind of tight on picks as we sit right now. We're in the bye week for the Dallas Cowboys, and they're not doing all that well. And Jason Garrett, guess what? He still remains on the hot seat. And our friends over at BetDSI have provided us with some betting odds on who the Dallas Cowboys head coach will be in 2019. And as I've said before, and this is not going to change anytime in the near future, Jason Garrett is on the hot seat. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If the Cowboys miss the playoffs, barring some outlandish scenarios, I have a tough time seeing Jason Garrett back as the Dallas Cowboys head coach next season. He's on the hot seat. If the Cowboys come up short, especially now that they do have one Amari Cooper, I don't know if he's going to end up back on there. So, folks, I know a lot of you guys want Jason Garrett gone, and I get it. Let me know if you want to keep him or fire him. Type K for keep, type F for fire. If the previous shows are any indication, a lot of you guys still want Jason Garrett fired. So we'll start things off with some of the more long shots here for the Cowboys head coach in 2019. I call this the initial slide here kind of the retread slide, and we'll go back to that initial one right there. Bruce Arians, Jim Schwartz, Leslie Frazier, and Gus Bradley, all former head coaches. Arians I'd be fine with. I don't want a defensive coordinator. Tom Herman's fun. I don't know if I want him necessarily as my NFL head coach. I think he's much better at the college level. So those are your initial guys there. I don't think the odds are really all that ideal on them, so I'm not betting on any of those guys. But there are some later on in the show that I like quite a bit. All right, folks, we did it last week, and we're doing it again. We actually ran out of Cowboys jerseys, but our partner over at BetDSI hooked us up with some more. You can get one too. Here's how you can get yourself a Zeke Elliott, a Dak Prescott, or a couple other Cowboys jerseys. Sign up with BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. Deposit and use promo code Cowboys120 when you do it. That'll get you a 120% deposit bonus. Now, these jerseys are going fast, so you better do it soon. After you sign up and deposit, DM me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. I'll send you guys my NFL Weekly Game Pick'em link on BetDSI. That part is free. And then I'll get your address and all your shipping information. Once we get a screenshot of your account to prove that you put down some money with BetDSI, we'll send you guys the Cowboys jersey, be it a Zeke one, a Dak one, or a different Cowboys player if we have them in stock. So again, folks, sign up and deposit, BetDSI, chatsports.com/bet, promo code Cowboys120, and then DM me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney to send you guys some more information that you guys need to get this deal done. All right, back now to the BetDSI odds for the Cowboys head coach in 2019. Some more fun names here. So we got David Shaw, plus 4,200. Same as Lincoln Riley, who we'll get to here in just a second. Pete Carmichael, the Saints OC. James Betcher, the Giants DC. And Mike Munchak, the Pitt O-line coach. None of those names really intrigue me except for Lincoln Riley. And I'll tell you guys what, I already maxed out my bet on BetDSI as I have to put money down on Lincoln Riley to be the next Cowboys head coach. Plus 4,200? Well, that's a worthwhile bet right there. That is a fantastic bet in my eyes. I don't know if Lincoln will actually be the Cowboys head coach, but those odds are pretty damn good. You put down $1, you'll win 42. Yeah, that is a worthwhile bet on BetDSI. And as for hiring a college head coach, I think it's a risky move, but I'd be okay with it. If it's Lincoln Riley, I don't know if I want, a Tom Herman or an Urban Meyer, for example, or Nick Saban. It's a tough adjustment period, but the NFL clearly likes Lincoln Riley. All right, some more odds here on the Cowboys head coach next season. Some more offensive minds here. So let's go with Jeff Brom. I don't know about that one. It's intriguing to me, but I think I just go with Lincoln Riley instead. Jim Bob Cooter, Matt LaFleur fit a very similar category. We'll talk more about LaFleur here in just a second. Dan Campbell could be an option. He's had some buzz around him before and also was an interim coach. And Chris Peterson, another college head coach who I think could do a decent job, but I think I'd rather swing for the fences and maybe strike out and end up with Lincoln Riley. But Matt LaFleur is a guy we've discussed before, and I think he fits the mold of what the Cowboys want to do if and when they fire Garrett with their next head coach. They want to go with a young, gifted, offensive mind. That fits Matt LaFleur, who comes from, by the way, the McVay and Shanahan coaching trees. Now, it's only has had 1 year as a play caller, and the Titans offense hasn't been all that good, so he's kind of slid down my board, but he is a guy worth monitoring. It is a high-risk, high-reward type of hire. For those of you that just want to hire the Rams OC, might as well hire LaFleur. He's had the most experience actually being a play caller before. All right, 10 more guys to look over here. First up, George Edwards, the guy we discussed when we went through my top 10 list. A defensive mind, a good one. Don't think that's the route the Cowboys want to go. Same with Dave Taub, who is a good special teams guy, good leader, but I don't think he'd be all that ideal as a head coach for the Cowboys. Jim Harbaugh, I don't think he leaves Michigan, but he's there at plus 2,300. If the Cowboys hire Ken Norton Jr., I quit. He's not very good, and the Cowboys have a better DC already on staff in Chris Richard, plus 2,000. If the Cowboys don't go with an offensive mind, I kind of figure they'll end up hiring Richard. Now, he interviewed for the coach job last year, and he's calling most of the plays on defense. In reality, he's listed as the defensive backs coach, but he's really the defensive coordinator right now for the Dallas Cowboys. My biggest concern with Richard, and this is why I actually want the Cowboys to go with an offensive mind rather than a defensive mind, is if the Cowboys hire Richard, who calls the plays? You better have a good offensive coordinator ready to go because Richard can handle one side of the ball, but it's an offensive league now. You better have a good offensive mind if it's Richard, who I like a lot, and I want to be the DC long-term for the Cowboys. I don't know who you get as your offensive coordinator, and it might keep the defense in good shape, but I don't know if the offense, which needs the biggest bump, actually takes that big step forward. All right, folks, thanks to BetDSI, I have some more Cowboys jerseys to give away. Here's how you can get one. First up, go sign up with BetDSI, chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code Cowboys120 when you sign up and deposit. That'll get you a 120% deposit bonus. What that means is, with that $100, they'll give you a $120 for free for a grand total of $220 to bet with. Then DM me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. Number one, I'll send you guys my weekly NFL Pick'em link on BetDSI. First place gets $25 each week. Number two, well, I'm sure you guys don't want to put your address in the comment section, right? That's kind of weird. That's probably not best for you. So DM it to me, and we'll get that jersey shipped out to you in just a couple of days. Once you guys sign up and deposit on BetDSI, chatsports.com/bet, promo code Cowboys120, then DM me at WhatGoingDowney on Twitter. All right, on now to the top 5 most likely guys to be the Cowboys head coach in 2019. Cheating at number 1, it's the field, plus 200. All of the guys that weren't discussed here. Josh McDaniels is the odds-on favorite, which I hate. I don't want that at all. Hard pass. He did the Colts dirty. I am not interested whatsoever. Number 3 is actually Jason Garrett, so there is no firing. He's just still there. Number 4 is John DeFilippo. We'll talk a little bit more about him, and this is actually my most realistic top target for the Cowboys. I don't really consider Sean Payton, who we'll get to here in just a second, as a realistic target. But DeFilippo, and I put $1 down on this too on BetDSI because it's a decent return on investment there, has interviewed for head coaching jobs before. I think right now the Cardinals regret not hiring John DeFilippo and instead going with Steve Wilks. Bears, I think, are okay. He fits the mold. Young, offensive mind, proven success. That's what I think if the Cowboys do dump Jason Garrett, they want to go with because that's what they thought they were getting with Garrett in the first place. And then I think everyone's ideal target, beyond those of you crazy people who want Jimmy Johnson back or Tony Romo for whatever crazy reason, Sean Payton. He's a long shot. He's under contract with the Saints. You got to work out a trade in theory, or maybe Drew Brees retires and Payton says, okay, get me out of here, please, 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 please. And the Saints have no draft picks. They'll take anything for him at that point. Did sign the extension. But don't you think the Joneses would try? And I say Joneses because Stephen Jones is having more and more influence every day for the Cowboys. I would love to get Sean Payton. He would be my ideal target as next Cowboys head coach. I don't know how realistic it is, but if you're Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and Will McClay and you can get Sean Payton, look, sign me up for that one in a heartbeat. But let me know who you guys want to be the next Dallas Cowboys head coach if and when Jason Garrett is fired. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for our next Cowboys Report.